Hi, my name is Amarjot Singh, and I'm here to talk to you about a certain problem in postgraduate work permit that I discovered recently, and I wanted to make you aware for many students who are in the process of applying for postgraduate work permit now or in the following semesters. So here's what did happen. Uh, there's a student in Vancouver area who called me that he went to the border to the border at the US and Canada, and he tried to apply for postgraduate work permit after graduating from his college. And the postgraduate work permit application was canceled. His study permit was also canceled, which was I think valid for a few more months or a few more weeks, and he was given a visitor permit for a few more weeks and asked to leave Canada in a certain period of time. And he has come back dejected and disillusioned, and he's frustrated. He spent more than 2 years studying and spending money in Canada. The dream of getting the postgraduate work permit and getting the chance to apply for PR is all gone. And not only that, he is being removed. That means he's got a departure order, more or less, now to leave Canada. So, based on this case, I wanted to make you aware of what are the mistakes in postgraduate work permit that you can avoid, and then something that you can also tell other people. One of the things I don't understand is that many colleges where these foreign students are studying, they have the foreign student advisors and so-called immigration advisors. I mean, do they not tell the students what is the right way, or do they themselves don't know how to tell the students the right way? In either case, the students are getting frustrated and refused, and they have nowhere else to go. To make matters even worse, when they go to immigration consultants or lawyers, even lawyers also do not know exactly what to do about this. So this video is for you to know about at least the basics of postgraduate work permit, and then tell other people how to avoid those mistakes. So let us examine this case more minutely, and then see how we could have avoided these problems. So look at on the screen, the postgraduate work permit is a very clear application started by CIC. Is meant for students who have graduated from participating secondary institute to gain experience, and that's how they can qualify for PR. But look at the requirement to apply. I mean, who is eligible to apply? Let's take a look at here. Look at the first one. You must have a valid study permit when applying for work for the work permit here, study permit. In this case, the officer at the border, due to, I don't understand what was his mood or what was he thinking, he chose to cancel the study permit. Once the study permit is cancelled, now this student, no matter whether he leaves Canada or he stays in Canada, he is restricted now to apply for postgraduate work permit. That's a big loss, because he has wasted 2+ years and a lot of money, and now he is blocked from applying for postgraduate work permit. So that's a big disaster. Look at number two. You must have continuously studied full time in Canada. Now, in this case, the student had actually studied full time for all the semesters except the last one. The last semester, I'll show you one of those requirements here. I think there's a fun. Look at on the screen. It's called final academic session. So even if he had studied full time for all the time, but in the final session, if for some reason he could not pass the examination, he had to take some remaining unit of credit, and he could still have applied for postgraduate work permit. But the mistake in this case the student did was that actually he was working illegally. He should not have worked outside the campus, because based on his lack of full-time status in the last semester, he should not have worked, because he was thinking maybe he's a student and he was working as an off-campus work as like any other students. And that is the thing that nailed him, because the CBSE officer must have asked him, or he must have discovered somehow that he was working, and that's how they based on section 41 airport, they must have canceled his charge him for illegal employment, and that's why they cancel his study permit. So that's the second mistake. So guys, you should not work. If you are not sure if you can work or not, you should go to your immigration advisors and ask them clearly in writing, when can you work, when should you stop working, how many hours can you work, how many hours can you not working. It is very important, because it doesn't matter whether the CBA officer finds out or some other officer in immigration finds out when you apply for PR, or just any encounter with immigration. If somebody finds out that you are working unauthorized, this is what will happen. They will cancel your stay and status, and then they will impose this penalty. So that's another mistake that he did. He was working unauthorized, so that's why he was. But if he had not worked, he could have still applied for postgraduate work permit. Look at here. If the student meets all eligibility criteria, with the exception of full-time status, they're still considered to be eligible for the program. But he was eligible, and that's. But what can I say? He was working unauthorized, so that's no excuse for that. Look at the third mistake with the student did. The work permit for this category is normally applied through Vectorville, either online or through paper application. There are two situations are 197 and 198 where people who are eligible, there are some people who are eligible to apply from the border if they are already TRV exempt, for example. But he was from India. He did not have the eligibility to go to apply successfully at the border. And sometimes, just by saying, somebody else got the work permit and he was also from India, something, every situation is different. You cannot compare your situation with others. Technically and traditionally, he should have applied directly to Vectorville, and that would have been, end of all the problems. The advantage of applying through Vectorville is that there's no interview, and when you go to the CBSA officer, you are exposing yourself to all your mistakes or immigration's history or scrutiny or something else, and sometimes they are in a bad mood. They are, I don't blame them. I mean, they see a problem, they see a weakness, they see a violation that you have done, and they are ready to penalize you. And that's what it did happen. So that was the second mistake. I think he went to the border. He should not have gone to the border. All right. So that's the thing. In this case, the CBSA officer decided. I'll show you on the screen. Here it is. To apply for postgraduate work permit, you must have a valid study permit. So the CBSA officer chose to cancel his study permit and issue a visitor permit, which is unwarranted for. I mean, easily, if I was merciful, I could have said, okay, fine, you have a study permit, your study permit is valid for another few weeks or so. I'm denying your postgraduate work permit application now, but hey, go back home, downtown Vancouver, apply online again, and then go from there instead of canceling a study permit based on other unauthorized employment. Of course, they chose to cancel the study permit, making him inadmissible, and then blocking him all other future chances for a reapplication to a postgraduate work permit. So that's what they did. I do not know. I did not talk to the officer, and even if I get a chance to talk to the CBSA officer now, they are unlikely to reverse their own decisions. They don't like to. And I think the student is facing an uphill battle now to reverse, to get this, study, visitor permit decision reversed and get back to study permit so that he can apply for PG WPP again. I don't think it's going to happen very soon. And now the student has to leave the country, and that's it. That's the end of the immigration future, unless there's something else comes up, maybe express entry in future if he has points or family sponsorship or a work permit, maybe through LMO. His chance of getting the benefit of the student stream and becoming successfully, getting PR through CEC class, the route of the postgraduate permit, that is blocked for him. So that's a mistake. I feel sorry for him. I feel sympathetic about his situation, and I'm angry at the immigration consultants and the lawyers who gave him wrong advice or who gave him no advice, and he had to take this step. But there's no excuse about it, and he's stuck. So I hope that from this video you at least understand what are the rules of postgraduate work permit, and so that you can avoid these mistakes and should tell your other friends as well. Thank you very much for your time.